Hi, in this video, this is more like a sheet theory video, very theoretical, because I want to talk about the idea about protection versus collaboration, or protect versus collaborate. Meaning, on one side, Google Sheets is very collaborative. You can create a sheet very quickly. You can create a sheet in a Google Drive. You can share that sheet up here on the right side with anyone. You can say restricted. You have multiple levels of being able to share the sheet with someone or some entity, right? Anyone, you can share it with no one, you can share it with everyone in your organization, you can share it with everyone in the world, right, who has that link. Now, the people with the link, now who are they? Are they people who are maliciously looking for you, for your data, for your information, or not? And I think that Google Sheets does a good job of allowing you a lot more levels of protection than you even know, than just in this share. This is 3 levels of protection or editability. They also, over here on any sheet, you can go to protect sheet, and now I can protect any particular range. I can say set permissions for this range or this entire sheet. And I can even do something like I want to protect some cells and not others, or I want to protect everything except certain cells. When I say this also, I can set the permissions here. When I can set a permission so that it does allow you to edit, but it just gives you a warning. But I can also say I want to restrict it only to myself or some other custom number of people who are being shared on this. I can select them or select add editors, and I can say they can edit it. This is really cool. And this allows your sheet to be quite protected and collaborative at the exact same time. So take, for example, why I'm bringing this up is someone had mentioned, they're like, I have a drop-down menu in a cell, and I want someone to be able to edit this drop-down menu in the idea of editing the cell just to select option 1 or option 2, click done, and now I have the option 1 and option 2 here. But I don't want them to be able to edit the data validation rules. However, Google Sheets, in order to edit the cell here or edit the value, you must be able to edit the cell. So even if I add, and this is something you might not even know if you're trying to protect your sheet. If you say, I want to protect my sheet, I want to protect the entire sheet except B2, here, B2, I'm going to set permissions. There was already a permission on there. But then what is able to be edited is, yes, this option 1 and option 2 drop down, but also because other users have the edit option, they can click on this edit button, and now they can edit the data validation rules of that cell. Is this protection? Is this actually like protection for your sheet? If you're using Google Sheets, you usually want to also be collaborative. So this actually ends up being a wonderful middle place, a wonderful balance between protection and collaboration. Why? You can set the rules of this cell. You can say, hey, don't edit this, but you can also set the style. I want to point out that this drop-down menu has style choices, display styles. And so when you say, hey, go over here, click on this down arrow, and they see this edit button, maybe you don't even want a down arrow. So you can select plain text. And now if somebody just starts typing, they have the option. But now you see they don't have the option to edit. They do, but it doesn't show up. So they just start typing option. And you can see if there's nothing in the cell, they do have this edit option, edit button. Now, I do think that this is a good balance because on the whole, not many people are going to know that this edit button edits the options available. I think if you are making a Google Sheet and you are adding drop-down menus, or you have cells where you have a sort of selection of options, you have a number of ways to tell people how to integrate with that. You can even do something like this, where you have some options listed, option 1, option 2, and you say, here are the available options. You can display that. These are uneditable. You cannot edit. You can set the protection and say only this cell here, maybe put like some kind of arrow or something, put your entry here, and then start typing. And now Without drop down menu, we can even go over here and let's just remove the rule. And you can say, here's your available options, put it into only B2. We have set everything else to be non-editable. We can go to our protect sheet. Let's actually just delete this, remove, now add a sheet range sheet. We're gonna say everything is protected except B2, set permissions. There we go. And only I can edit everything. But now you can add this option 1 here, right? And so you don't get the drop down menu, you don't get the data validation, but you do get the available options here. So I think Google Sheets has done a very good job of setting that balance between protection and collaboration, and you have a lot of options. You have the share button here to share the entire sheet. You have protect cells, a protect sheet. You can protect certain cells or protect the entire sheet or every tab for certain people. And I think there is some creative options you have for making available options visual in addition to that drop-down menu that you can create with drop-down, insert, drop down. And you also have drop down from a range, so you can even make this a drop down from this particular range. You have lots of really cool options here to balance that protection versus collaboration. Hey, thanks for watching that video. Watch here for all the episodes of Sheet Talking here on YouTube. And over here, watch the latest video from Better Sheets. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.